Hey, J Bros popping in here. So we kind of got an idea around here, and we've got this small bucket from the MX CRT 23, and my uncle said he did not want it. So what we were thinking was maybe making this into a stump bucket. And I guess what I mean by that, and I'm just really curious about you guys out there that have those stump buckets. And I kind of looked at some measurements, but I would like to know what you guys have used out there that makes sense. Because what I was thinking, okay, maybe having it 12 inches wide up top, or does this bucket or the tooth or the whatever, as it comes down, does it need to come and get sharper as it comes down, or does it just stay straight? And then the other thing I was thinking, how long does that thing actually need to be? Because I've seen some of them, they're coming out, let's just say, I don't know, they seem super far, like they might be coming out, I don't know, 30 inches or something. Does it really need to be that long? And maybe it does. But I'll guess what I'm thinking of doing is, because obviously the plate's already here. And obviously this is already, let's just say, the width it probably has to be, because you know you got the plate and you kind of want some distance beyond it for the rigidity up here for the bucket and stuff. So what we were thinking is just taking the plasma cutter and cutting this out right here, and just basically just cutting this weld off. So that's completely off, and then doing the same there. And then can we just take this piece, slide it in to narrow it up? And obviously once we find whatever distance it is here, then just cut the bucket down below off, if that makes sense. Is that long enough to do stuff with roots? Or do I need to get a bigger sheet of metal and then make it longer and then cut two chunks off, which I'd probably bring to my buddy who's a metal fabricator, who could just, basically I could cut that off and then he could basically make a longer tail over here, and then I would just form it right back up in there and weld it back in, and then of course just get a bottom plate. So I guess a couple other questions is, what dimensions do you think I should use on this? And are the dimensions that are on the ones I see online, are those about status quo? And then the other part would be, do I need to be worried about the thickness of metal? Because this isn't very thick of metal here, because they've got the side piece welded on. My bucket here is not super thick either, but the side piece that's welded on here, obviously that's thick. So I'm just curious if anybody has any ideas on the specs that I should go off of this, or should I just find one online and kind of go off of that? Because I was looking at what I'm talking about for, like, let's just say roots, stump bucket, bushes, stuff like that. They're like $600. I don't want to spend $600 for something like that, for really something that's not going to get used a lot, but it would be kind of handy to have around. So we were thinking about just making one here and then kind of telling you what we're doing. So being that these already come with these buckets, and to me they're just kind of useless in my opinion. But yeah, if anybody's got any ideas or any direction on what we should do, yeah, we would just gladly like to take the advice. So mainly what we're thinking right now is, because the back plate is 2 feet That's way too wide, we think. I believe they were 16 inches wide up here, and I was thinking of maybe just coming out, let's just say from back there, 30 inches, and kind of putting an angle on it, and then cutting the metal in accordingly. And whether that would be cutting this off completely and using this metal, or like I had mentioned, just having my buddy cut it. And then I was thinking, because I saw on some of them, they just have kind of jagged teeth coming down the side, and just having my buddy just laser cut that out. And I think all in all, for the metal, and then my buddy to quickly throw it on his cutter, let's say maybe that's $150, and then we could just weld this together. But so we're kind of going to get into some sort of little bit of minor attachment fabrication here, because we've got that that tined rake, which I've shown before. We haven't got to gotten that welded onto a blank plate yet. I have the blank plate. We're gonna get that welded on, just haven't did it yet. And that's kind of why we were cleaning up the shop this week. Not that you guys really care, but this is night and day. If you guys have been in here before, way more room to move around in here. And obviously this is to get ready for winter. So we've got space going around in here, still more stuff to clean up. But if you guys have been following me for a while, you know what kind of disaster my shop is. But with that being said, if you got any ideas and have used those Stump buckets, I would love to know if you got any input for the ones you guys have used. Is longer better? Maybe a little bit shorter better for leverage? You know, we'll put the angles in there for curb appeal probably, and then we'll probably at the end of it probably put, you know, a couple teeth on it as well. But anything you guys got to give us feedback on what direction to go. But if we're able to use this plate on here and basically the housing, you know, that saves having to make all this stuff. And then it's just a matter of getting this angle here, sliding it in, welding it to whatever sloped angle maybe this comes at. But anyway, that's all here from J-Bros on that front. We're just trying to maybe manufacture a couple attachments here and there, and then that gives Jack some opportunities to even do more welding and get used to that, because he's going to be starting up welding again at his school. So he's looking to take the next step there. So kind of fun for him, kind of fun for me. And then if we can get some advice from you guys, maybe he can make his first attachment. But anyway, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Yeah, J-Bros out.